I don't know if you were a child growing up in the 70s and this came on. I'm guessing around 8 p.m. CBS, 9 p.m. Hawaii 5-0. This theme song, 70s, it's like liquid sugar. You were hopping around, running around. You're looking at that montage, that video. Pretty powerful stuff. The song and the video. Excellent work, Hawaii 5-0 from the 70s. It isn't Hawaii 5-0 from the 70s. It's the Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. We're trying to be in 2023. After yesterday's program, geesh, sorry. Yeah, I don't like folks on Capitol Hill not wearing a suit and tie, men not wearing a suit and tie, and women wearing some type of ladies' shoe, not running shoes or tennis shoes. Same thing with the men. No rubber-soled shoes. Now, ladies having to trek across the Capitol grounds and are in some jacked up heels or something and want to switch into something different. I get that. But or you know, some older man or a man with like some foot problem. I get it. You got to make a trek a block or two away, switch into some tennies. But you're walking, onto the Capitol grounds. You're one of the congressmen or senators of the United States. You got to dress the part. And yeah, for me, it's leather shoes. Leather-soled shoes with a tie. Anyway, that was yesterday's program. Corey Johnson with you. 89 degrees outside. Hey, and I told you last night with that Saints game, you could have dropped some coals and done a little grilling. That humidity was low. There was a little breeze blowing. It was nice outside after the sun went down. No, 89 degrees right now, 41% humidity. That's pretty low. So it feels like 89 right now. Pretty much for the foreseeable future, and in meteorologist talk, that's like a week and a half, 10-day forecast. Mid-70s when, we wake up in the morning, and then the highs pretty much like around this time of the day, high 80s. So maybe the 90s are behind us, which is a good thing because it means soon the high 80s and mid 80s will be behind us. Maybe like 4 weeks away, mid-October. We're getting close. 3-4 weeks away. The weather's getting better all the time. What's scary is it was only like 3 weeks ago when that absurd heat was, clocking our rear end. And that was some absurd heat. Historic. Like Junket Cantrell, living up to her nickname. I said Asia. I was right on the international part, but it ended up just being Europe. I said it'll be an international junket. She's overdue. It's any day now. Next week, week and a half. But I was like, I think more than Asia, more than Europe. I think Asia, Middle East. And I'm going to go with Asia. But it's France, a week in France, Orleans for a few days, and then Paris for a few days. These very important sister city agreements, they're vital. They're vital. So much money pouring into New Orleans because of the mayor's trips. So many new and interesting people I bump into almost every day that work at the new factories and white-collar jobs in the CBD because of Latoya Cantrell bringing in those jobs because of those junkets. She just continues to roll. Does not matter. It's a strange mentality, I guess. I guess there's sort of this denial and you think you're going to beat the system and all this kind of stuff. But folks like us looking outside the bubble, you hire a criminal defense attorney, and then a few days later, you're going on a city-paid-for junket. Just doesn't seem like too nervous about that, what seems like inevitable indictment. I get this mayor's attitude just like, we'll take them as they come. and just keep steamrolling forward. And that means a junket in Paris. We're going on that dang junket to Paris, y'all. And that's all I can say about that. And normal New Orleanians, black, white, Republican, Democrat, simply New Orleanians that care, that want results from their mayor, that look at this fairly and objectively, throw out the folks that hate Latoya Cantrell no matter what. Look at it from folks that are good people, black and white, Republican, Democrat, good people, not too involved in politics, but aware enough, know what's going on with the city, have the pulse of the city, maybe own a business, or they obviously work for someone, have kids, school, they get it, infrastructure, crime, they get what's going on. They see the mayor taking all of these trips paid for by the city. They're not happy with that. They're not like thumbs up with that. The folks that justify it, that like it, that have the mayor's mentality, like, boy, it's fun seeing the people getting their feathers ruffled over these junkets the mayor takes. Those are the folks you have to question and look at and scratch your head. I mentioned the folks that just are contrary, that are on the wrong side of things. You know, what's the OIG? What's Ed Michel in that Office of Inspector General doing? What's Raphael Goyeneche's agenda? You know, those types of folks. I'm the kind of person, and regular folks like I'm talking about, black, white, Republican, Democrat, that simply care, are thankful for Ed Michel, Office of Inspector General, want that office to be strong and independent, like Bob Sarasoli, the originator, how he set it up. And then Raphael Goyeneche, the Metropolitan Crime Commission, there's nothing bad about that. No, we need these watchdogs, these folks that overlook city government, the public interest, our taxpayer dollars at work or not at work. Junket Cantrell living up to her nickname. France, a week in France. Just unbelievable. Does not stop. Last week announced hiring a criminal defense attorney. This week, France junket. Hey, I've got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Yeah, you right, just in time. I screwed up today. I need to do it like during one of the breaks. I need to just stop thinking about it and do it and call one of the Woodhouse locations, probably Canal Street at Carrollton in Mid-City, and book a massage. Get these shoulders mashed out. My God, they're like anvils, and not because I'm muscular, because I got them jammed into my ears. I need a day of relaxation. I need that. For 45 minutes, an hour of that feeling. A massage from one of the Woodhouse Day Spa locations. I've got a few Woodhouse Day Spa $50 gift cards to give away. Hey, when Archie Manning was NFC Offensive Player of the Year, who was the coach of the Saints? Who was the head coach of the Saints? Louisiana State Insect. Maybe not what you're thinking. Louisiana State Insect. And while we're going on that angle, how about official state instrument? Official state musical instrument? What is Watson break? What is poverty point? That's four separate questions. What is Watson break? What is poverty point? That's one question. Official state musical instrument. State insect. When Archie Manning was NFC Offensive Player of the Year, who was the Saints head coach? Hey, no Google, no Yahoo, no DuckDuckGo, no Bing, none of that. You either know the answer or you don't. And if you do, I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at one of the 5 area city Woodhouse Day Spa locations, 4 in Metro New Orleans, 1 in Baton Rouge, 5 area locations, 2 on the South Shore, 2 on the North Shore, Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana. Find them online, woodhousespas.com. You got answers? I got the Rouse's Market phone line for you. 766-9480. That's how you dial us up via the Rouse's Market's phone lines. 504-766-9480. 504-766-9480. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool, New Orleans. NOLAAC.com is your cool spot.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
When a young man comes in and they walk into our store and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, "Hey, what can I do to give you a hand?" He said, "Well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place." So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Veterans Boulevard, where the brothers Fausto and Roland are serving some of the city's finest Sicilian and Italian cuisine. From New Orleans' first family of Sicilian and Italian cooking, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. 4 to 6 weekdays, 2 big hours on the radio. Oh, so fine. 93.9 FM, 107.9 FM. Cox Channel 4 TV till 5:30. Spectrum Channel 333 TV till 5:30. KareTalks.com live streaming. Hey, we're on YouTube. Check out our YouTube channel. We're live on YouTube right now. The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. Let's head to the phone lines. The Rouse's Markets phone lines. 766-9480. That's how Julie in Covington dialed us up on the North Shore. What's up, Julie?
Hi, it's so nice to talk to you. I hear you on the radio all the time.
Nice to
and
talk to you.
I love when I hear you talk because I'm from New Orleans too, and you just sound just like me.
You get a little flavor.
To get a little flavor, darling heart.
Yep, I was on the North Shore. I picked up a little Trey Yen, a to-go order, zipping through the Mandeville area earlier today, Julie. Some Tong Cho chicken, one of those lunch specials for under $10. I love my Trey Yen, Julie.
I do too. We've been going to Trey Yen since they opened up. We've been over here in Covington for almost 44 years.
Wow, yeah.
And we raised our 4 kids here, and we've been going to Trey Yen ever since.
Wow, unbelievable. Nice.
Yep.
What's going on? What's on your mind, Julie?
Well, I know the question was who was the coach. I was at the stadium for the Saints' first game, believe it or not.
Wow.
But, I don't know. You asked who was the coach when Archie Manning was playing.
Hang on a second, Julie. I've got to say this line. How could a 39-year-old woman have been at the first Saints game back in 1967?
Because I'm not 39, I'm 76.
All right, anyway.
What?
Yeah, I'm done. Go on.
Anyway, can I give the answer?
Yes.
What I think it might be?
Yes.
Okay, I think it might be John North.
John North. Julie, that is a great, I like the guess, but that is incorrect.
Yeah, you wrong.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, that's all right.
Him, and I also liked Bum Phillips. He was a weirdo, but I liked him.
Yeah, I like Bum. He wouldn't wear the hat inside the dome because his mama told him you don't wear a hat inside. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And I like your thoughts also on being properly dressed. I like what you had to say about that.
I don't know, Julie.
100% agree with that.
It's
and it has nothing.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say it has nothing to do with me being an old fuddy-duddy either. I have 8 grandkids, and I'm very healthy and happy. But I just know that there are certain things in life that you do the right way, and that's one of them.
Yeah, I think. You look at some old photographs. I'm not asking people to wear hats or to wear a suit at a baseball game or when they're flying. Right. But also, you don't wear, flip-flops where maybe like your feet are exposed while you're flying. You're around other people. You have a little respect for other people. And so I think at the U.S. Congress, there are 435 congressmen. There are 100 senators. It's a few hundred people that are representing the United States of America. Yeah, they shouldn't be laxing the attire code. They should be enforcing it. And John Fetterman, it's embarrassing. I mean, I think I read somewhere Fetterman went to Harvard. Fetterman went to Harvard.
My goodness. Well,
I mean, he's that educated, and he walks out the door somehow in his brain justifying looking sloppy and wearing the dumpy, Look, I'm not saying anyone who wants to argue, hey, they've been wearing suits and look where we are, or that doesn't make anyone a great person or not. I'm with you on all of that. Elon Musk or somebody who really does great things, if you think they do great things or not, whoever it might be, they can probably do it in their underwear. But on Capitol Hill representing the United States. It just seems
That's right.
proper attire for men and women.
Just because someone goes to Harvard and graduates from Harvard doesn't mean that they have common sense.
Oh, no, Julie, you're totally right. You figure an education's going to maybe help the percentage of that kind of stuff, but you are 100% right. Common sense, that's class, money, that's education doesn't teach that. You're right.
That's right. Well, Corey, I really love talking with you, and I'll have to call you again sometime.
Hey, Julie, hang on, all right? Don't go anywhere. We're going to tighten you up with a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Anyway, you can go check out the Mandeville location.
I will. Thank you so much.
Hang on, all right? That's Julie in Covington with J.D. North as her guest when Archie Manning was NFC Offensive Player of the Year. I think it was 1978. Saints were 7-9 that year. Archie Manning had a pretty good year. 3,000 plus yards back then was a lot. I think he had close to 20 touchdown passes, if I'm not mistaken. Who was his head coach? Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. 766-9480. Hey, the Louisiana State insect. No Google, no Yahoo, no internet device, no search engines. You either know the answer or you don't. Louisiana State insect. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Official state instrument, musical instrument. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. What is Watson break? Poverty point? What are those things, those places? Rouse's Markets phone lines, 504-766-9480. Junket Cantrell heading to Paris, heading to France for a week. Another junket. No jobs, no mention of we're going to go visit this company that might relocate to New Orleans or bring some jobs to New Orleans so we can do some trade with this company. None of that. None of that. Boy, I mentioned these folks just, I don't know. I shouldn't say every neighborhood has them. Maybe every neighborhood does. Every neighborhood has the strange neighbor, the neighbor that kind of bucks the trend, the neighbor that kind of goes against the grain, the neighbor that just doesn't sort of give a crap about just sort of general rules of how you live in a neighborhood. I mean, it sucks. I mean, I go down River Road a lot. There's a lot, like a dude must own the lot next to his house. And in the lot, it's like his junkyard. He's got like a tractor and a boat on the trailer and the Mardi Gras float and just all this crap. Just looks like crap. It just sucks if you live in that neighborhood. You know what I mean? Because of Sanford and Son down the block kind of thing. But to him, it's just, hey, man, that's my stuff, So in Bucktown on Seminole Street, I've been talking about this guy that just this caustic sign. I don't care if it's Biden or Trump. Happens to be Biden. Sixth letter of the alphabet word, Biden. A lot of folks let it go because they hate Biden. They don't like the word, but their hate for Biden is bigger than the word. I mean, I'm thinking about children and grandma and folks like that have to drive by that and happen to glance over and see that word, 2 feet tall letters by the word length of about 4 feet, say. It just, looks ridiculous. Besides looking ridiculous, it's vulgar, obscene. Don't want children, grandma, women to see that. Everybody knows the word. That's not the point. If that was, everybody knows the word, you'd have it on license plates and billboards and things. So this kind of goofball, this Sanford and Son dude in the neighborhood, house painted wrong, just terrible landscaping, weird crap in the yard, poor fencing, just hodgepodge nonsense, flags and goofy crap, as this, sixth letter of the alphabet, Biden. It could say Trump. Bucktown, it seemed to just get a pass because maybe a lot of folks in Bucktown are like, hey, I like that sentiment, don't like the sign, but we'll just sort of wink, wink, ignore it. Now, that same dude, the Sanford and Son guy, has this little Halloween yard set up, and it's got Lucifer, like the devil, holding Jesus by the hair with the crown of thorns, but he's decapitated, just holding his head. The devil holding Jesus Christ. And these folks are like, just a Halloween thing. We're Christians, you know? So the Christians in the neighborhood are kind of freaking out. The 6th letter of the alphabet, Biden sign, not a big deal. The devil holding Jesus Christ's head, whole different stratosphere. Hang on a minute. I'm the kind of person that's like, you know, freedom of speech. It's precious. Even let David Dork, people you don't agree with, have freedom of speech. You know, the opposite's true too. You want a little protection. You move into a neighborhood. You don't want the Sanford and Son guy there. If you like the sign or not, blank Biden, Trump. Oh, I like that. I don't like that. Now I'm against it. Now you have to be fair. You're against it all the time because it's obscene. And yeah, the Halloween thing is way over the top. And Jefferson Parish is like, well, we really don't have any ordinances in place. They need to put an ordinance in place. I said it years ago with this signage. Now, because it's got a religious bent, it's going to happen rather quickly. Corey Johnson with you. On a Tuesday. Yeah, you're right.
For over 20 years, serving healthy, fresh, authentic Middle Eastern cuisine, Lebanon's Cafe. In the Carrollton section of Uptown on the streetcar line. Wednesday through Monday, 11 a.m. to 9:30. Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Yeah, I would think the religious thing in the yard's a little over the top. I don't know how you'd legislate that, though. It does seem extreme. And it's Halloween, so folks are going to set up their Halloween, yard displays if they choose to. The one on St. Charles Avenue and State Street is incredible. Smart and creative and a tourist attraction. Yeah. Next month, avoid St. Charles and State because folks slow down and stop and look, and could be hundreds of people shooting video and on the fence looking at that. Always dozens and dozens all the time. So Halloween yards displays are part of Americana. They're not going to outlaw that. But in Bucktown, when it's not like skeletons and ghosts and things like that. I mean, it's a fine line because there's a death element involved in Halloween, obviously. Having the devil with pointed ears and the goatee, and he's the devil clearly, and sticking his arm out, and he's got Jesus's head decapitated in his hands. That's the yard display at this house in Bucktown on Seminole Street. But, I mean, this is the place that I told you. It's like Sanford and Son. Weird paint job on the house all the time. Wacky landscaping, weird fencing. Everything about it's strange. Just weird folks. Look at the Halloween thing with the devil and Jesus. I mean, just off the charts. No, I try to disconnect that I'm a Christian and it's Jesus, and how would I feel if it were, Muhammad or Allah, if it was some kind of Muslim thing, or, I don't know how I would try to feel like an American legal constitutional thinking, like there's got to be some way where that's just not right. And there's got to be some way to kind of curb that. But I think there's a fine line on that. The sixth letter of the alphabet word, I don't care if it says Biden, Trump, Metairie, New Orleans. That word shouldn't be used. It's too harsh. It's too vulgar. Shouldn't be for public consumption for grandma, women, children, people to drive by and see that. It's just not right. I don't want to see that. Forget about the elderly, women, children. I don't want to see that public display. It's just harsh, wrong. No, Jefferson needs to do something. There has to be some legal ordinances that are in place that would stick. Now, here's the irony of all this. Because, if it said the sixth letter of the alphabet, Trump, it wouldn't have lasted a month in Bucktown, maybe not a day or a week. The house might have been rolled, egged, shot up. Who knows if it had, anti-Trump sentiment. But because it's Biden, I would assume most Bucktown folks are Biden voters. I might be wrong. Are Trump voters, Trump supporters, conservatives. I might be wrong. So I think the sign, the vulgarity of the sign, that slid for a few years. Now we have this religious thing where the devil's holding Jesus's head. What's ironic about it, the 6th letter of the alphabet thing, vulgarity, there seems to be some kind of legal way to do it that's going to stick. The religious one, Halloween especially, it's a really slippery slope and a lot trickier. It's not so cut and dried. Cut and dried for these ladies complaining that are Catholic Christian women, living in Bucktown, having to see that. I hear you. Harsh. But I don't know. The legal part of it's interesting. I'd love to hear from somebody on this, especially an attorney with their take, or someone that's just familiar with the law, that uses common sense, understands the law. 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Grand Isle, they were banning this guy driving around. He had an anti-Biden flag. I don't think it was about Biden or Trump. I think it was about the vulgarity involved, that 6th letter of the alphabet word. Supposedly Grand Isle's caving in, and they're going to pay the guy money. Sorry, here's $40,000. I don't get it. I guess there's no way to legally restrict obnoxious behavior, I guess. As long as it's not illegal, you can be obnoxious. Can't help the way people are going to do things, how they're going to live, how they're going to act. Nice defensive win. The Saints are 2-0. Yeah, you're right. And Carr still hasn't got it going yet. Nowhere close yet. He's still kind of feeling things out, still making some mistakes. No, it's nice when you're undefeated and your quarterback is playing okay. Not, nothing great, nothing to write home about. Still making some mistakes, still making some major mistakes at times. And you're 2-0. No, that's nice. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday. Rouse's Markets phone lines are open, 766-9480. No, the vulgar sign, 6th letter of the alphabet, Biden sign, that's okay in Bucktown all this time. But the devil now with, holding Jesus Christ's head, decapitated head, a Halloween yard display, that's not okay. 766-9480. I'd love to hear from you. 766-9480. Insanity in New York City. Just insane. They're considering removing statues of George Washington and Christopher Columbus. Looking into the removal of works on city property depicting a person who owned enslaved persons or directly benefited economically from slavery. Seriously? Where else are you going with that? Committed adultery, was abusive to children, really beat the crap out of his children when he raised them. Or is it, different time, different era? I mean, where do we draw the line? Depict a person who owned enslaved persons or directly benefited economically? No, it's called presentism. It's taking today's standards and what we know today and how we live today and putting them on people that lived 300, 400, 500 years ago, 600, 700 years ago is insane. I know I don't want to, look back like when I was a kid, what I did. You're going to hold me responsible for that? And I'm not talking about something racist or sexist or homophobic, just something you did as a child that you don't do as an adult. You learned from it, not the person I was when I was a kid. This presentism, today's standard on yesterday's folks. I mean, the 5 greatest Americans in the history of this country, I think in my mind and most scholar and fair objective American people's minds, maybe the much more educated, would come up with some, more micro folks that really need to be scrutinized, that don't get the credit they deserve. Generally speaking, I think it would be George Washington owned slaves. Thomas Jefferson owned slaves. Abraham Lincoln owned slaves. I forgot Benjamin Franklin owned slaves. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., descendant of slaves. Those would be the top 5. Abraham Lincoln, the number one mover on planet Earth, freeing slaves. The number one human being on planet Earth moving the needle to free people, to let the world know that slavery is an absurd evil. The United States is on board now. They're going along with Britain. They're on board with Britain. You don't remove statues of George Washington or Christopher Columbus, the Italian guy that Spain hired that founded our country, essentially. It's crazy. It's insane. Any person who is connected to slavery, who owns slaves or directly benefited economically, consider removing them from New York City. George Washington, Christopher Columbus. It's crazy. Or you think it's the right thing. 766-9480. I'll always give my take. I always have an opinion. Doesn't mean it's right. Yeah, I'm going to say it because I mean it. Passionate about it. Usually have facts. Pretty strong opinions. Not always right. Like to get, steered in the right direction if I'm not seeing things clearly. If you disagree, that's fantastic. We won't screen your call. We won't cut you off early. 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday. Junket Cantrell, got a feet up, got a cocktail, first class, heading to France, heading to Europe.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models, and it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint in Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
For over 120 years, New Orleans' very own Leidenheimer French bread.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets has daily lunch specials Monday through Friday, and their entire lunch menu is available too. Open 11 a.m. through 2:30 p.m. For the finest in Sicilian and Italian cuisine, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Hey, the 4 o'clock hour on this wonderful Tuesday afternoon in New Orleans, brought to you by Leidenheimer Baking Company. You know, it is amazing when you think about it. It's like looking on your phone, like through a year's worth of photographs. Sometimes you're like, wow, I did a lot in the last year. Wow, I accomplished a lot in the last. Look at all the things I did in the last year. You look back like a week in your life and you think about how many times you had Leidenheimer French bread in or around New Orleans. Could be every day, every other day. Could be breakfast, lunch, dinner. Leidenheimer Baking Company has been at it, part of New Orleans, for over a century, for over 125 years, into their third century, since 1896, since the 1800s. They still bake that Leidenheimer French bread right here in the city, still served in the city's finest restaurants, still the po' boy bread that you want. I mean, is there any other bread for a po' boy? Seriously. What's going to hold all the shrimp or oysters, roast beef, debris, whatever it might be together? It truly is good to the last crumb. Dangerous to get your own little mini loaf of Leidenheimer, some room temperature butter. Heat that loaf up in the oven for a few minutes. You're going to knock that whole thing out. Leidenheimer French bread, good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer Baking Company. 4 o'clock hour brought to you by Leidenheimer, part of New Orleans. Hey, we're fading out of summer. I don't see 90 degrees in the next week and a half. High 80s, lots of 87, 88, but no 90s. It's 89 right now, 41% humidity, feels like 89. Yeah, you're right. I don't know, 3-4 weeks. Might be able to open the windows and the doors on a Saturday morning, like at 11, noon, 1, checking out college football or something, and let the breeze blow through the house for the first time in months. Junket Cantrell, living it up in Paris. Junket Cantrell. I was thinking Asia. I knew a junket, an international junket, give me credit, was coming. France, a week in France, Orleans, for a few days, then Paris for a few more days, signing one of those hyper important, vital sister city agreements. Wow. I think it's insane. New York City considering removing statues of George Washington, Christopher Columbus, like anyone that owned enslaved folks or benefited from enslaved folks. I mean, I don't know. You're knocking out pretty much all history in America up until about, 1865. Only in Bucktown. Seminole Street, same folks, had a vulgar sign up, happens to be anti-Biden, could be anti-Trump. Personally, I wouldn't care. It's the vulgarity. It's the first word, that sixth letter of the alphabet word. For everyone to see. The letters are big, like 2 feet tall. The word itself might be like 4 feet, 5 feet across. It's up high. Always on displays, had multiple signs, this Sanford and Son type house. Just looks crappy, all this kind of stuff. That you, America, my house, do what I want. You got to live with that. You got to live with, the meathead living down the street. It sucks. Anyway, what sucks for me is I'm thinking about grandma, women, children that drive by and have to see that vulgar word. And Jefferson Parish, we don't have any kind of ordinance to stop it. It'll soon be stopped because now that same joker has a Halloween yard display, and it's got Lucifer, the devil, holding his arm out, holding Jesus Christ's head by the hair. Jesus Christ has a crown of thorns on, decapitated. That's the Halloween display. I mean, I'm not laughing. I'm Catholic, Christian. I believe Jesus Christ is my person, my guy. I'm laughing at just how just off the charts bonkers it is. I mean, but so are those political signs that too many people happen to agree with the message. So they're like, oh, I'll look the other way, wink, wink. Grandma will have to deal with it, and the children. Yeah, I know it's vulgar, but boy, I don't like that Biden. Well, now you got Jesus. Okay, it's not Biden, it's Jesus now in the yard. Decapitated, head being held by the devil. This guy's like, I want everyone to hate me. Liberals hate me, now conservatives hate me. It's crazy. Anyway, I think it's legally easier to remove the sixth letter of the alphabet sign. The vulgarity part, the religious thing is going to be a slippery slope, especially Halloween, death involved in Halloween, all of that. Anyway, I'm for all of it being removed and it not looking like Sanford and Son house, but class and taste, you can't teach that. And then you get people in the, belligerent attitude. My problem, I'm going to do what I want. I mean, that guy's mayor would probably be going to Paris right now on a junket when you get that belligerent entitlement mentality attitude. You kind of don't realize why. Wow, everyone has that power. Lots of people own their house. Crazy. Anyway, love to get your take on it. 766-9480. 766-9480. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, you right. Hey, I really like Fausto's Italian Bistro, as you know, and they open for dinner in 30 seconds. They'll roll till 9 p.m. tonight. You got 4 hours. Easy parking right in front. Maybe when the sun goes down with that low humidity, you might be able to eat outside. Eat inside, sit at the bar, enjoy some baseball. Sicilian and Italian, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend & Company Fine Jewelers Breitling time, 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
Here's New Orleans native son, Corey Johnson.
New Orleans City Councilman Freddie King joins us.
So I want to first say thanks for having me. And believe it or not, man, I used to listen to your show all the time driving home. So it's an honor to be on.
Freddie, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. It's an honor to have you on the program. Thanks.
The official afternoon talk show of the city of New Orleans. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground, where New Orleans is heard.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Space, the final frontier.
Maybe only Charlton Heston more melodramatic than William Shatner.
Its 5-year mission to explore.
I've mentioned this before. Check out Planet of the Apes with Charlton Heston when they're walking through the desert and they finally find water and he gets in the water and the waterfall and the noises Charlton Heston makes. Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson with you. Why the other two astronauts just got in the water and were like grateful. Charlton Heston. Geesh. Relax, Charlton. Little over the top. Corey Johnson with you. Never over the top. Right on time. Telling it like it is. Every weekday afternoon, we roll till 6 o'clock. 4 to 6. 2 big hours coming your way. 4 to 6. Listen to me. It's the 5 o'clock power hour. Only an hour left today. But yeah, Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 weekdays. Our radio home, oh so fine, 93.9 FM. On TV till 5:30, Cox Channel 4 statewide. Spectrum Channel 333 statewide. Live streaming, KaareTalks.com. Kaare spelled K-A-A-R-E. K-A-A-R-E, KaareTalks.com. We're on YouTube right now. The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson on YouTube right now. Yeah, you right. Got a good one lined up for you this 5 o'clock powwow. I would like your participation. 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Bucktown folks, I'm wondering where you've been. This Joker, this Sanford and Son guy, just the nightmare of the neighborhood. Just house looks like crap, painted all kind of different colors, changes the colors all the time, terrible landscaping, junk in the yard. Just you know, that's the neighbor you got to deal with. He has signage on, puts up signs in his yard. And one of them is the 6th letter of the alphabet, Biden. And I think folks in Bucktown, most folks, their initial gut that must have just went away, didn't stick with them like it stuck with me. Boy, what a vulgar word. I'm thinking about the elderly that live in the neighborhood, women, children, just vulgar words. 6th letter of the alphabet, Biden. I mean, you don't like Joe Biden? Great. It looks like Bucktown's probably pretty conservative, white, probably Trump country, I would guess. The majority of Bucktown folks, that part of Jefferson Parish for sure. Didn't seem to mind that sign for a few years now with the 6th letter of the alphabet. I bet you if it was some hyper-liberal guy, you'd be like, look at the crazy yard, look at the crazy paint, look at this hippie, look at the hippie's yard. If it said the 6th letter of the alphabet, Trump, if it was some anti-Trump nut in Bucktown, folks would have freaked out and said, you can't have the 6th letter of the alphabet. Okay, you want to have your political voice? Great. You can't have that vulgar word. They're women, they're children, they're elderly. Can't have that in public display. There would have been an ordinance passed in Jefferson Parish years ago to stop the Sanford and Son guy on Seminole Street in Bucktown from displaying the 6th letter of the alphabet with Biden or Trump not with Biden, with Trump. But since it's the 6th letter alphabet, Biden, a lot of Bucktown folks tolerated it, let it go. I don't like that word, but I agree with the sentiment. Boy, I hate Joe Biden more than I don't like that word. That's a problem to me. That's a problem to me because they're separate. Who you vote for, who you like politically is one thing. That word in public display in a neighborhood, Bucktown in Metairie, it should not be there. And old Metairie folks should have freaked out years ago about it. But now it's all going to take care of itself because the Sanford and Son guy has a Halloween display in his yard. And this time, because, he's a little dopey or whatever, even said, I want to scare people and I want to make people uncomfortable. That's what he says. He gets off on this stuff. That's why the 6th letter of the alphabet, he knows it makes people uncomfortable. That's the type of human. Don't want to make people happy. Don't want to make them feel good. Want to make them uncomfortable. That's what this guy's life mission's about. So he puts up a Halloween display, and I don't understand the connection to Halloween. I know there's death involved in Halloween. I know there's religious connections to Halloween. It is Lucifer, the devil, in the front yard. You've seen this, Jason? It's just way out there. And then it's Lucifer's arms stretched out, holding Jesus Christ's head, like off the crucifix, like has the, crown of thorns, decapitated, holding Jesus Christ by the hair, outstretched arm, the devil. That's the Halloween display in this guy's yard. No, I'm laughing because it's so crazy. And I'm laughing because for years, folks in that neighborhood, I guess because they're pro-Trump, the 6th letter of the alphabet word to Biden was acceptable, palatable. Don't like that 6th letter of the alphabet word, but boy, I hate Joe Biden. If it was Trump, it would have been gone years ago. But now, these Trumpsters have the devil holding Jesus Christ's head out, and they are freaking out in Bucktown. And I think they should be, but they should have been freaking out about the 6th letter of the alphabet sign as well. If it said Biden, Trump, Metairie, New Orleans, fried chicken, heat and humidity, the 6th letter of the alphabet word should not be allowed. Not in public view, not in someone's yard for people to drive down the street and see. Care if you own your house. There are ordinances and regulations, how civilized people live in neighborhoods. And different neighborhoods of different economic levels have a lot of rules and regulations. And very few seem absurd, especially when you get to that economic level. You live in $1 million home and you're still parking your 3 boats in the driveway. Go rent a place to park the boats. Your RV's in the driveway. You live in a $500,000 home. Go park the RV somewhere and pay the monthly fee to store it. No, but people are cheap and tight, and they want to have their crap there, and they don't want to pay the $100 a month to store it, whatever. So no, different neighborhoods have different levels. Some neighborhoods you can't have like a truck with dually tires, with stickers, with wrap stickers advertising, a truck with rack of ladders. Can't have that in the neighborhood overnight. I don't have a problem with those kind of rules and regulations. I have a problem with the person like, it's my house, I can do whatever I want with it. Let the gutters fall down, let it go to crap. That's my prerogative. You say it looks like crap, I say it's art. I think there has to be a limit. Class and taste, hard to regulate. But the 6th letter of the alphabet, that seems much easier to regulate than this Halloween yard display. The devil with Jesus's head. I mean, it's just a Halloween display, religious freedom. I don't know how you're going to stop that. But the 6th letter of the alphabet, vulgar and, obscene, seems a lot more easy to legally fight. No, Bucktown folks, I'm not saying you get what you deserve, but you get the idea of how agree or disagree with the message. If the If it's wrong, the placement, what it's about, where it is, who it's in front of, it's wrong. And the sixth letter of the alphabet with Biden or Trump behind it on display at someone's house is wrong in a Bucktown neighborhood. And I think it's wrong, this devil holding Jesus Christ's head. But that is a much more slippery slope. Like to get your take. Don't be scared. Love to hear from you. 766-9480. 766-9480. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Count them. 4 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Got a little trivia coming your way when we return. Hey, why aren't you checking out the program right now from a comfortable spot at Katie's in Mid-City? They'll put it on for you. I might be on right now. Hey, Katie's, what's going on in Mid-City? Yeah, you're right. A taste of New Orleans, the quintessential New Orleans neighborhood restaurant, Iberville, corner Talamacus, in the heart of Mid-City. Yeah, why aren't you at Katie's in Mid-City right now?
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Served in New Orleans' finest restaurants, Leidenheimer French bread.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Veterans Boulevard, where the brothers Fausto and Roland are serving some of the city's finest Sicilian and Italian cuisine. From New Orleans' first family of Sicilian and Italian cooking, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City. Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, fuller part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
When a young man comes in and they walk into our store, and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, "Hey, what can I do to give you a hand?" And he said, "Well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place." So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Now, don't call Jason and give your opinion and hang up. Call the program. Have Jason put you on the show. Then you can give your opinion, hang up. Tell me thank you. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me whatever you like. Don't be scared. Love to hear from you. No, I think it's kind of ironical. It reminds me of on the North Shore, kind of that drill baby drill mentality. There's a lot of folks in Covington and Mandeville. They're, pro Sarah Palin, that drill baby drill mentality. They embraced it. They thought it was funny. These childish little political quips can be funny, especially when it irritates the opposition so much. Oh, drill baby drill. Keep drilling. Everybody, embrace that. There's no flaws to Sarah Palin saying that. Then all of a sudden they want to do a little fracking in Mandeville, which all these folks in Mandeville are pro-fracking, pro-drilling. They want to do it in Mandeville, and it could maybe mess up the aquifer. You know what all those crazy environmentalist, lunatic liberals say. A lot of those Mandeville folks embrace that loony, crazy environmental liberal crap. And we're like, we don't want fracking going on here. And they stopped it. So the drill baby drill, it's one of two things. Either you're wrong, you have to think about it. Certain places, yes, certain places, no, not just drill anywhere. Or you're a hypocrite and you're, as long as it's not messing with you, you don't care. So no, folks change when things hit their self-interest right in the face. And a lot of folks in Bucktown, I think, are Trump. They're pro-Trump. They're white conservatives. And I think a lot of these folks in Bucktown saw the 6-letter of the alphabet Biden sign. 6-letter alphabet word Biden. On display on this Sanford and Son guy's house, as I call it on Seminole, just the bad house on the block, just the character, the joker on the block, always doing something goofy, displaying these political signs. No, and I think the sentiment in Bucktown was, we don't like that F-bomb up there, but we don't like Joe Biden. We don't like Joe Biden. We hate Joe Biden more than we hate that F-bomb up there. So we're going to let this slide, wink, wink. We're going to let it go. So it was up there for years, obscene, vulgar. Jefferson Parish folks just shrugging their arms. Nothing we can do about it, and nothing done about it because it's in Bucktown. If that sign was 6-letter of the alphabet Trump and it was some hyper-liberal hippies in that house, the ordinance would have been changed about vulgarity on signage within a month, years ago. But, folks let it slide. Now you've got that same Sanford and Son house. This is what I love about it. The Trump guy, the guy that doesn't like Joe Biden at all, has a Halloween display. And the guy claims he's Christian. His name looks Italian. Probably just another Italian Catholic in New Orleans. He's got a Halloween display of the devil, Lucifer, with his outstretched arm holding Jesus Christ's decapitated head. Like from off the crucifix, the crown of thorns. It's mind-blowing. I don't like that. I wouldn't like it if it was Allah, Muhammad. I wouldn't like if it was anti-Jewish or Muslim. And I don't think the guy's being anti-Christian. It's just his display, Halloween. but it is offending a lot of, especially like elderly white women in Bucktown, Christian, Catholic, church-going women, blasphemy and that type of thing. No, what I think these folks should have been complaining about this guy to begin with, how the yard's unkept, all that kind of crap. The signage, the 6th letter of the alphabet, the F-bomb. It doesn't matter if it's Biden or Trump or, New Orleans or Metairie after. Just the F-bomb's the problem. Should have been complaining about that. Now you get this religious thing that has everybody up in arms. I think getting rid of the F-bomb sign would have been easier legally. This religious thing, I think, is a slippery slope. It's going to be interesting to see where this goes. The code enforcement of Jefferson Parish went out there, kind of stuck their arms in the air like the F-bomb sign. Nothing really we can do. But watch how quickly they're going to come up with something legal to make this guy get rid of the Jesus Christ, Lucifer, devil display in his front yard. And if that's the case, the F-bomb better go. This is America, Constitution. Jesus is my guy. That's my faith, my religion. Constitution, United States, our laws. That's first and foremost. Our freedom of religion is intact. No, it has to be legal. You can't just, I don't like that religious display. And this guy claims to be Christian and means no offense, just a Halloween display. But this guy says publicly, and this sums this guy up, this dopey neighbor, your worst nightmare if you live in that neighborhood. He says it's all in fun, but I want to shock people too. I want to shock people. That's part of what he wants to do. I think that's the exact verbiage he used, if I'm not mistaken. To make people a little uncomfortable. We wanted to make people scared, to make them a little uncomfortable. That's a little different from boo or something like that. Having some spaghetti in a shoebox when I was a kid at the haunted house and stick your hand in the box. It's a brain. It's a human brain, and it's cold spaghetti. You think it's some brain. You're like, oh my God. No, that's scaring someone. To make them a little uncomfortable. No, that's what the guy wants to do. Doesn't want to make people happy. Doesn't want to, unite people. Wants to make people uncomfortable. The 6th letter of the alphabet, the F-bomb Biden sign, just forget about Joe Biden. I know a lot of you Trumpsters, it's hard to do that. If it was the opposite, a lot of you Biden would have trouble. I hate Trump. You got to forget about the political person you hate and just think about the F-bomb on display. That's the whole story. Period. End of story. No, just obnoxious. So it does make people uncomfortable, like women and children and grandpa. It's just, but you can't teach class, and you definitely can't, legally regulate it either. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes. Grand Isle stopped this guy driving around a truck with a big F-word Biden flag, and Grand Isle's pretty conservative. I think they're like, it's family oriented. Their kids around, lots of kids. We don't want that F-bomb flag dope driving around with all the kids. So they banned it, and now they're letting him do it, and they're giving him $40,000 for the trouble of the lawsuit and all this. It's mind blowing. Just wrong. Just wrong. What's your take? 766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Yeah, I do have four $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Hey, no intranet, no search engines. You either know the answer or you don't. When Archie Manning was NFC Offensive Player of the Year, who was the Saints coach? The Louisiana State Insect. How about the official state musical instrument? What is Watson break? What is poverty point? That's one question. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-98480. You got answers? I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Hey, it's still 89 degrees out there. The summer's starting to end, but it's still hot. You need air conditioning help? River City's Total Maintenance is there. NOLAAC.com is all you need to know. NOLAAC.com. River City's Total Maintenance. That's Fair and Honest Lucas and the boys. Air conditioning experts that come immediately. They'll get your air conditioning working this afternoon, tonight. River City's Total Maintenance. Honest air conditioning experts that come immediately. Find them at NOLAAC.com. NOLAAC.com. Hey, every day we broadcast live from the Buddy Diliberto River City's Total Maintenance Studios. Corey Johnson with you till 6 o'clock. Yeah, 4 $50 Woodhouse Day Spa trivia questions. 4 chances for you to win. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-98480. When Archie Manning was the NFC Offensive Player of the Year, who was his head coach? Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-98480. The Louisiana State Insect. We have an official state insect. Give me the answer. I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spas. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. 766-9480. Official state musical instrument. Official state, Louisiana State musical instrument. You got the answer. I got 50 big bucks for you. A gift card, good at the Woodhouse. 766-9480. What is Watson break? What is poverty point? These things, these places are the same thing. What are they? 766-9480. Best quality, best price, best selection. You know I'm talking about Rouse's Markets. You know, there are over 60 Rouses. There are over 7,000 Rouse's employees, mostly in South Louisiana, also Southern Mississippi, Southern Alabama. Rouse's Markets tastes like home. I head home from work to the house. You're going to pass a Rouse's like I do, maybe 2 or 3. They're everywhere. Rouse's Markets phone lines to participate in the program, 766-9480. Let's head to the phone lines. 766-9480. Lisa joins us in Metairie, a.k.a. New Orleans West, home of traffic. Lots and lots of traffic. What up, Lisa?
It reminds me of a song. Lots and lots of something. I can't think of it. Cannot think of it. How you doing, Corey?
Doing well. Yourself?
Okay, doing good. Doing good. Can't complain. How you doing? So how's it going?
What do you think of this Bucktown situation? For years, this joker's had this sign up with the 6th letter of the alphabet, the F-bomb word. Letters are, 2 feet tall, about 4 feet wide, 5 feet wide. Biden, it says afterwards. I don't really care if it said Biden or Trump. I just see the F-bomb word. I'm like, that's really got to go. That's vulgar. That's obscene. Yes, elderly, children shouldn't be up there. And Jefferson Parish sort of just shrugged their shoulders at it. Bucktown folks, I guess, accepted it.
Parish, yeah.
It's been there for years. Now those same Bucktown folks are freaking out because the same dude that has the F-bomb Biden sign has a Halloween display which has a devil, like 6 foot, 7 foot devil, Lucifer, with his arms stretched out, holding Jesus Christ's head by his hair from the crucifix, like decapitated with the crown of thorns. And that's the Halloween display. And people in Bucktown are freaking out. I get it. I think they should have been freaking out about the F-bomb sign too.
They said, "Oh my goodness gracious!" And what's the deal? And what's the deal?
I don't know, though. Jefferson Parish went out there. Code enforcement kind of shrugged their shoulders just like they did with the F-bomb sign. Here's the difference, I think, Lisa. Within 3 to 7, maybe 10 days tops, I think sooner, like maybe this week, at worst next week, I think there will be some kind of ordinance that restricts that guy from that type of display. And because I think that is more important to these folks than the F-bomb thing. I look at it as they're kind of equal. I mean, as a faith person, that's my God. I'd be offended if it was Allah or something against Muslims or Jews, or at least that appearance. If it offended those folks, I would be sensitive to that. But as an American Constitution, the law, the F-bomb thing is just vulgar and obscene and seems so cut and dry.
I would say yes to that. Right. I would agree.
Anyway.
I would agree with that. Yes. I'm not familiar with the ordinance, but so what is he trying to do exactly?
Just freedom of speech. It's my house. I mean, he's already kind of the Sanford and Son of the neighborhood anyway. His house looks like crap all the time. He's got junk around it and painted different colors. Like, would you have leftover Mardi Gras float paint? You decided to use it on the house? I mean, just ridiculous,
Wow.
What can you do?
Yeah, Mardi Gras is not until next year. Don't wait a few minutes.
No.
Wait a little while.
The dude's obnoxious. I guess you can't regulate or have laws against obnoxious behavior.
No, you can't control somebody that's obnoxious.
No?
I wouldn't. Not if they don't want to be.
The dude needs to be hosed down.
What's that? What's that, Corey?
I said the dude needs to be hosed down.
Please don't make me.
No, and then right when I say that, I think about the poor LSU dude on Bonneville that the neighbor sprayed he sprayed the hose into the neighbor's car and the neighbor shot him, So, yeah, don't go hose down the idiot in Bucktown.
Oh, I never heard that story either. Is that what you said?
Yeah, that was a few years ago.
I never heard that one. Oh, no, that's not too good.
Lisa, what's on your mind today? Why did you call?
I didn't forget, but I'm very glad to talk to you. I'm calling about the Cajun-style accordion question.
The Cajun-style accordion question? Sounds like the Cajun-style accordion answer.
I had a delirious day. Well, he's doing the dog imitation. My husband, do you remember? I'm Lisa LaForcade, and my husband, Ed, we used to call before. But I don't know if it rings a bell. But anyway, it's the state instrument I'm calling about. I'm sorry.
The official Louisiana state instrument, the accordion. Lisa, you are correct.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey,
Goodness gracious.
What do we have for her, Johnny?
I got $50 for you at the Woodhouse. If you're in Metairie, they got a Woodhouse at West Esplanade, Transcontinental, conveniently located.
I would like to donate, or I'm going to let him have it from the. You can either donate it. You don't have to do it. I'm just calling. At first, I had something to do, and then he said, "Oh, you're still on the radio with it. You can call back." And
Lisa, hang on. Jason's going to get some info. We're going to get you that gift card, and you give it to a charity. You give it to a friend. Hang on, Lisa. Lisa in Metairie picking up $50 to one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. I was mentioning the Metairie location. Metairie, West Esplanade, Transcontinental, New Orleans, the flagship, Canal Street at Carrollton in Mid-City. Those are the South Shore locations. They're in Slidell, I-10 at Gauze. They're in Mandeville now, you North Shore folks. And they're also by the Mall of Louisiana in Baton Rouge, WoodhouseSpas.com. Lisa and Metairie going to get some info from you. Tighten you up with a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Yeah, I think it's really interesting. In Bucktown, the same folks on Seminole Street with the F-bomb Biden sign for years. That's okay. But the devil holding Jesus Christ's head, that's over the top. I'm not trying to say they're equal or this or that. They're different. One of them is a faith issue. I mean, Jesus is my God. That's my faith. One of them is a constitutional legal issue, obscenity, vulgar display. The easier one, I think, to prove in a court of law would be the F-bomb compared to the religious display, especially on Halloween, temporary, and the like. No, it's sort of crazy. I mean, I've been seeing the F-bomb sign, Biden in Bucktown, and I don't care that it's Biden. could care less. If you're trying to connect me politically to that, if it said Trump, I'd be like, what a joker, what an idiot. Why put the F-bomb there? Elderly, children. Say Trump sucks, Biden sucks, whatever. I mean, it's obscene. It's vulgar. That's why I didn't like it. The F-bomb, a big sign in the front yard. You drive down the street for everybody to see. That's just wrong. No ordinance in place for Jefferson to handle that. I think if they wanted to, I think if it were Trump, there would have been an ordinance figured out. They would have done it within a month. If that guy was some hippie liberal and had F-bomb Trump in Bucktown, the minority, not what everybody thinks politically, the opposite, they would have got that sign down quickly. Now, this lunatic, this dopey dude with his Halloween display got the devil holding Jesus Christ's decapitated head. And that's what you get when you get the Sanford and Son neighbor. Just crazy. No, there's a fine line with all of this. There's a fine line. You folks that, especially that live in like house that's $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 on up, and you keep the boat in the driveway with the cover on it, and instead of at a boatyard, or you have the RV in the driveway, or even a pad with a roof for the RV in the driveway, off to the side. I mean, you have that much property, you own that big of a house, you obviously love your RV, you're going to build a pad and a cover for it and leave it at your house in the neighborhood instead of renting a place. So for me, there's a fine line on a lot of this stuff. I wish I could live in the more affluent neighborhoods because they have rules that I agree with. Like, yeah, no truck with the business wrapper all around it. No truck with dual axles like a work truck. No van that's wrapped with the company name. No roof rack with a bunch of ladders parked in the neighborhood overnight. It's a neighborhood, not a work yard. You know, it's different rules and regulations. Boats on trailers, you know, different house, different neighborhood, different socioeconomic level. Some things are accepted, some things aren't. I would like to have more money. I'd like where you don't have those kind of shenanigans, where the guy who clearly has enough money to pay for a rental for his boat at the boat dock or at a yard where it could be stored, or the RV. They're not using these things every day. If they were using the boat every day, it would be in the water all the time. They're using the RV every day. It wouldn't be in the yard on the pad. School bus, Mardi Gras float. It's your house in the neighborhood. Just this Latoya Cantrell belligerent mentality of it's my house. I'm going to do what I want. You know, just sort of sucks for everybody else in the neighborhood. It's sort of selfish and, you know, not very equitable. Worry about other folks too, not just yourself. They're other people's concerns, not just yours. It's pretty simple, pretty basic. You live in a neighborhood with other people. Show a little respect. But, you know, people are going to do what they want to do. They're going to justify what they do. And this Sanford and Son type dude in Bucktown has been doing this dopey crap for years. It would just suck if you lived near him in Bucktown and had to see that or deal with it. Next door neighbor was mentioned, he does this stuff all the time. Just, God, I'd have to move. And then try selling your house. Good luck. It doesn't appreciate housing value. It depreciates housing value. The closer to that, the lower the house. The farther you get away, the gets back to normal pricing. Hey, Rouse's Markets phone lines are open. 766-984-80. 766-9480. 766-9480. When Archie Manning was the NFC Offensive Player of the Year, who was the Saints coach? I'll give you a hint, circa 78. The official state insect, Louisiana state insect. Come on, that's easy. 766-9480. Or is it easy? The official state musical instrument. We just got that answer. The accordion. That's a good one. I would have thought piano, but accordion's better. Accordion's perfect. What is Watson Break? Poverty Point? What are these things, these places? What are they? Give me the answer to any of those questions. I've got 50 big bucks for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, you right. Hey, Latrim, the global manufacturing giant, is hiring. You looking for a job, looking for a career? Look no further than Latrim.com. Latrim spelled Laitram. Latrim.com. Dozens and dozens and dozens of jobs available. You East Bankers, West Bankers, Latrim has a facility in Elmwood just for you. You North Shore folks looking for a career, Latrim's got a facility off I-12 just for you North Shore folks. Latrim.com for a full listing of positions available.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Hey, Marigny, Bywater, Treme, French Quarter, CBD, Warehouse District, Garden District, Irish Channel. It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground, where New Orleans is heard.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit .com.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Hey, y'all, it's Junket Cantrell, Mayor, City of New Orleans. We've decided to hold a contest where you can decide where I go next on my taxpayer finance vacation. I was thinking about Acapulco, but that's in the Western Hemisphere, and we can do a lot better than that. Think Europe, Asia, maybe even the Middle East. You know, if it's safe. You don't want old Junket Cantrell getting hurt. It's all about my vacation, having fun and spending the city's money on my entertainment. I'll be flying first class, of course, and I'll be bringing some administrative flunkies with me. It should only cost the city around $30,000, maybe $40,000. Help me pick my next city finance vacation. Go online, Cantrell Junket at cityofno.gov. And have a fleeced day.
En route to France, the mayor will be in Orleans for a few days and then Paris for a few days, a week total. Amazing. Just think about that mentality for a second. I don't think most folks are built, to handle these types of situations. A week ago, we find out the mayor has hired one of the city's best criminal defense attorneys. It seems inevitable that the mayor is going to be indicted. That's what that yells. I better go hire a criminal defense attorney. I'm about to go to trial. And a week later, on a plane for a week to Paris, to France, it's mind-blowing. Just better hunker down and get ready for the storm that's coming. Instead, it's like, hey, y'all, I told you, when this 15 minutes is up, it is up, and I am juicing this thing until 14 minutes and 59 seconds, 0.9, right up until the end. No, it is mind-blowing. It really is. Just no shame, no concern, no worry. Just keep on rolling forward. Denial, I don't know what it is. Can't be denial because you're hiring a criminal defense attorney unless you're like, man, they got nothing on me. I'm just going to roll right through this. I mean, that is the mayor in a nutshell. 1 week, hiring a criminal defense attorney. The next week, yet another junket, this time to France. Back to France again. Just amazing. Hey, Young's Dry Cleaning's been at it since 1940, a New Orleans institution, 83 years of excellence. If you don't like your dry cleaner, youngsdrycleaning.com. Walk-up locations with pre-personal service, free pickup and delivery, manless locker locations, youngsdrycleaning.com, youngsdrycleaning.com. Boy, like him or not, Deion Sanders moves the needle. Deion Sanders delivers. He talks the talk, you could say over the top in an obnoxious way. The trash-talking king like Larry Bird. But he delivers like Larry Bird. He delivers every single time. The nighttime game, the late-night Colorado State. I mean, a worthless ESPN late-night game a season ago. Got the highest ratings in the history of ESPN late-night college football. A 9.3 million person audience, 9.3 million. Normally about 1.7 million watching it nationwide. About 5 times the audience because of prime time. 5 times the audience. Hey, it's a Tuesday. We're just getting the week started. You heading across the bridge right now, the causeway to the North Shore? Why don't you get a big to-go order from Trey Yen? Why don't you dine in tonight with the family at Trey Yen? Great way to get the week started right. A big to-go order or dining in at Trey Yen. It's not Chinese food. It's Chinese cuisine. Right at the foot of the causeway in Mandeville, Trey Yen.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Since 1896, a true taste of New Orleans, Leidenheimer French bread.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led us to you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamar Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
You right, Tuesday afternoon. The next 10 days, I don't see any 90s. The next 10 days, we start out in the mid-70s in the morning, and then about this time, we get into the high 80s, and that's about it. So maybe we are slowly but surely, I shouldn't say maybe we are. We're slowly but surely jettisoning summer 2023, fading into fall. It's already mid to late September. What is it, the 17th? 19th of September. Yeah, 19th. Isn't that crazy? I know. It's crazy. I just said 17th. I knew we're already past halfway. No, it's like 2/3 of the month's already done. We'll be in October before you know it. No, but that's good because in about 3 weeks or so, We'll be cruising. No more of this heat and humidity. Yeah, you're right. What's that, Blue Boy? You like it that way? A little brisk, little get you going, the blood going, want to run around, take a longer walk, the heat and the humidity, the opposite, bog you down, want to get back home in the air conditioning. I feel you, Blue Boy. Thanks for checking us out. See you tomorrow, Wednesday, 4 p.m. Be there.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, Breitling time, 6 p.m.